The song Waymaker declares some of the deepest truths about who God is, truths that we often forget in the middle of our waiting. It begins with a statement of presence. You are here, moving in our midst.
You are here, moving in our midst.
All throughout Scripture, God's greatest assurance to his people was not, you won't have trouble, but I will be with you. In Exodus 33:14, God told Moses, my presence will go with you, and I will give you rest. That's what this first verse echoes. God's presence is not confined to temples or moments of worship. He moves in the midst of his people, right where they are. Then the chorus names 4 attributes of his character: Waymaker, Miracle Worker, Promise Keeper, Light in the Darkness.
Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness.
Let's slow down and unpack each one. Waymaker. In Isaiah 43:16, God says, I am the Lord, who makes a way through the sea, a path through the mighty waters. The Israelites faced an impossible situation. The Red Sea before them, Pharaoh's army behind them. Yet God made a way where there was none. He still does that today. He specializes in impossible paths. Miracle Worker. The Bible is filled with moments where God interrupted the natural order to reveal his supernatural power, from parting seas to raising the dead. But miracles aren't just for the past. They remind us that God's power hasn't diminished. Hebrews 13:8 says, Jesus Christ is the same yesterday and today and forever. Promise Keeper. Every promise God has made, he has kept. Joshua 21:45 declares, not one of all the Lord's good promises to Israel failed. Every one was fulfilled. God's faithfulness is not dependent on our consistency. He keeps his word because his word is part of his nature. Light in the darkness. John 1:5 says, the light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it. Light doesn't argue with darkness. It simply appears, and darkness flees. Jesus said, I am the light of the world. So when we declare him as light, we're proclaiming victory over every form of darkness, fear, despair, sin, or confusion. The repeated line, even when I don't see it, you're working, might be the most honest confession of faith. 2 Corinthians 5:7 says, we live by faith, not by sight. True worship is trusting God's hand, even when we can't trace it. It's believing that his silence is not inactivity, it's intimacy. He's working behind the scenes in ways we don't yet understand. The song's verses also say, you are here, touching every heart.
You are here, touching every heart.
Healing every heart.
You are here, healing every heart.
Turning lives around.
You are here, oh, turning lives around.
That's not poetic exaggeration. It's the heart of the gospel. Jesus said in Luke 4:18, the Spirit of the Lord is on me, because he has anointed me to proclaim good news to the poor, freedom for the prisoners, and recovery of sight for the blind. That same Spirit now moves through his people today. So when we sing Waymaker, we're not just describing what God does. We're declaring who he is. His identity never changes, even when our circumstances do. That's why the song ends with repetition, not for emotional hype, but for remembrance. Every repetition rewrites truth deeper into our hearts. It's one thing to say he is a waymaker. It's another to sing it until your spirit believes it again. So if you're walking through something impossible, remember this. Your God is not limited by what you see. He has always been a waymaker, and he still is. He is working in the waiting, fulfilling promises you've yet to see, and shining light into the places you thought were lost to darkness. Even when you don't see it, he's working. Even when you don't feel it, he's working. He never stops. He never stops working. That's not just a lyric. That's a promise.